Read the description as well. Like it. Share it. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. Tell all of them that Mayegun today. Yeah, thank you. Also, in case if you begin to see the Ronukus, the Ronu Nazis, the sewage dwellers, the ass lickers, the crumb chasers, the crumb eaters, the all-risers, the bastards, the bat idiots, every one of them in the comment section, kindly tolerate them. They are going through a lot again. From last night, I have been seeing some of them back again on Mayegun's Diary Politico with comments like, my friend, watch your mouth. Do you have evidence of all these things you are talking about? What is this with all these name callings? I mean, you can deliver your message without calling names, blah, 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 blah. One by one. Do you not know that it is actually intentional? Number one, if I can make you mad, talking about Tinubu, the druggie, the drug dealer, Tinubu, the heroin trafficker, Tinubu, the American asset. If that makes you mad, then I'm doing something right. Oh, Nikure, at what I'm going to believe in. Name calling these people is actually intentional. And anyone who feels offended or agitated, for example, just in case if you are new here, there is actually a prayer session also for Tinubu on this platform. Something like this.
Since when I born, you never seen this kind of abuse before. Tinubu, I must abuse you. Tinubu, number one, Oguokiyapa. Tinubu, number two, Oguokiyama. Tinubu, number three, Oguokiya your children. Tinubu, number four, Ogugo bury all your family. Tinubu is a god to you. A god to you. Tinubu is a god to you. And Wausa.
Just so you know, on this platform, anything that has to do with APC, Egbekegbe is cost. If you by any chance, right, try to defend them, now Google kill you too. It is as simple as that. You can say the same thing back. You know what I mean? The thing here is that what APC, Egbekegbe represent is evil. And there is, I mean, they've proved that many times. And that is why people like myself, we are not afraid. I am not afraid of them. Now, this other message is for those of you who somehow, you know, I don't know, like maybe you feel like Tinubu is this all in all. Very, very powerful. You know, you can, some of you are even sending me messages like, you need to be careful, okay? You need to watch yourself. You need to protect your family. You need and all of that. Somehow, I believe this is coming from the position of the societal conditioned fear. What is the worst that can happen? What is the worst you think will happen to Mayegun for sharing what is already in the public? Adding his own, what do you call it? Adding his own jara to it. What is the worst? They will kill Mayegun. Is that going to stop your own, what do you call it? Is it going to stop you from eating? Or is it going to stop you from living? No. I am now beyond, well, for a long time though, I am beyond that kind of publicly induced or conditioned fear. What is the worst that can happen? There are those who are facing the worst of the worst in that contraption today, courtesy of the likes of Tinubu, courtesy of the likes of this APC, Egbekegbe. They are the weapons fashioned against us. It's just a matter of time. You should worry about yourself more. I've said this many times. Don't worry about me. The Tinubu may tell them to extradite you. On top, say, Tinubu now waiting. King Tinubu, please keep that advice to yourself, okay? Worry about yourselves. Because the situation we are in, we are all in danger. Nobody is spared. And usually I used to think Nigerians are, cowards. I don't think Nigerians are cowards. I think Nigerians are generally, majority of Nigerians are hypocrites. When they tell you to slow down, it is because they don't want to tell you that somehow, what you are doing, they are feeling affected. Or when I say something about these rogues, some of you feel attacked. You know what I mean? Either whether the person is related to you because of your tribe, because of your ethnic, or because of your religion. And to show that I love you so much. So please, you need to be careful. Don't worry about me. You should be worried about yourselves. Somebody like me can take whatever is coming to me. Because you know why? I know them too. Rather than pretend that, maybe if I am nice to them, maybe if I keep my mouth shut, if I keep my mouth shut, maybe I will be spared. None of us is going to be spared. None of you. Whether you are living in America or living in the UK, wherever you are living, even outside Nigeria, none of us is spared. Every action of these criminals affects all of us. And that's why we can't keep quiet. We cannot keep quiet. And if your way is to keep quiet, well, maybe your hypocrisy is what is actually speaking through you. Okay? Somebody like myself is not really afraid of them, and they cannot do me anything. They will do nada, nothing. That's why I said that what's the worst that can happen? They will kill my ego, and the rest of you will be like, they've killed that guy. Oh my God. If I die, I'm not dying for you. Just know that. I am doing this because my children should not exist in the world where the likes of Tinubu is seen as a leader, ruining millions and millions of lives. So if I have to use my voice, okay, to tell the world what is already out there, to elaborate, to expatiate it, I will do it without any blinking. I won't blink. I hope we are clear, right? Good. Another thing, somebody was like, I actually got rid of the idiots. All these things you are saying, they are lies. You don't have any proof. As Olori Buruku, the proof we yakpa, and that's what we are going to do on this platform this afternoon, this brunch time today. There is nothing that you are going to hear on Mayegun's Diary Political that is not publicly accessible, publicly available. There are others who believe that Tinubu couldn't have been a drug dealer, heroin trafficker, and America would not have arrested him. That is how much of the stupid ignorance that they have spread, which a lot of you are so loud in your stupidity as well as your ignorance. America doesn't actually really jail all criminals. Do you know that? No, they don't jail all criminals. Some of them are actually turned to assets that will continue to what? To snitch for them. Somebody said, CIA can never have confirmed that Tinubu is the asset. Okay. The court paper showed that they said, we can neither confirm or deny, because if we tell you or release the document on Tinubu, it's going to affect the national security of America. That's all we need to know. What is that thing that the CIA, the FBI, the DEA, and the rest of them, what is it about Tinubu that they do not want the public to see? Over 70,000 pages of Tinubu's criminal record in America is yet to be released. But there are few of them that have been released already in the public. They are already in the public domain. Some of them as well, they have been declassified too. And that is why we have to keep it, we have to keep it pretty much open. So if reading it is going to make you be like, FBI is going to come and arrest me, FBI is going to come and kill me, they should better kill you before Tinubu's agenda finally kill you, kill your family, because that's what they are doing in Nigeria right now. Our loved ones are trapped in the hands of APC, evil APC, in Nigeria. The rest of you who are abroad, you are not spared too. You have to walk about with that stigma coming from the country led by a drug baron, a drug dealer, heroin trafficker, Tinubu. That's the truth. It is the truth. It is in the public domain. There's nothing called defamation of character. If Tinubu feels like his personality is being defamed, defamation of character, tell Tinubu to sue me. Sure you get. He can't. Drug dealers don't sue people because they would have to prove that indeed all the publicly available documents that showed all their activities, the one they the one they have themselves deposed to, right? They would have to come back and say it's a lie. I mean, it's not true again, which they can't. And that is why Tinubu continued to say, if they release his documents, if they release his records, it is going to cause irreparable damages to him and to a lot of people. Maybe to the FBI, maybe to the CIA, maybe it can actually bring down, a lot of institutions in America too. And that's exactly what the CIA, that's what they said in their court paper. For the sake of national security, we cannot allow the record of Tinubu to be unsealed. Fine. But what about the ones that are already unsealed? Is Tinubu a drug dealer? Yes, he was a drug dealer. Is he still a drug dealer? Maybe. How come the CIA or the DEA, how come they didn't arrest Tinubu and jail him like others? Because he was no longer in America. He was back in Nigeria, and they could use him for another purpose. And that purpose is to become a snitch, the assets of the CIA. The FBI have record on him. DEA have records on him. The CIA have record on him. Which institution, which other criminal investigative institution in America doesn't have any? Maybe if we kind of dig further too, maybe the MI6 also have a record on him too here in the UK. And that is the criminal that is in charge of Nigeria. So to those of you who probably are pretending that you did not know that Tinubu is a heroin trafficker with court documents and his own partners, others who also went to jail, this afternoon, I'm bringing back all those documents. They are publicly available. There is no secret about this. When they asked his ass-lickers, his group of criminals in Nigeria, you know what they said? They said that it's been a long time ago. That was a very, very long time ago. So Tinubu is no longer that person. Really? But did it happen? Yes, it happened. How come? Why are you trying to intimidate people from saying it? Why are you doing everything to block other incriminating, information about this criminal, this drug dealer? Do you think I actually just come on my program to call Tinubu drug dealer for the fun of it? No. He's a drug dealer. A known heroin trafficker, banker for drug dealers. His wife, Rat Rebi Tinubu, is a drug ebola, so she's a drug dealer too. They are all into drug business. So when they return to Nigeria to go and become a politician, which is what most of them always do anyway, to clean their names and make themselves feel like he was close to Abacha, close to Abiola. Abiola too was a drug dealer. So to ba ma fori gbagi ko lo fori egba igi ko fori gba gate ko lo wa bi kuti. These are a bunch of criminals that if you begin to dig, it will shock you the caliber of people running Nigeria in the past, even in the present. Many of them are foreign assets. Tinubu and some of these guys, they are the CIA assets, Abi. There are others who are like, Israeli assets. There are others who are like the Iranian assets, the Islamic Republic of Iran. This and, in Nigeria. Majority of these guys have no allegiance to Nigeria. Majority of them don't. In northern Nigeria, you will see these different sleeper cells of foreign assets who are working for Saudi Arabia, working for Iran, working for Kuwait, working for UAE, working for all these guys against Nigeria. But now one by one, you go to see the searchlight on them, one by one. And that is why I keep telling you that majority of them don't love that contraption. I mean, look at what they have done to Nigeria, man. They don't love that place. They don't care about the place. It's pretty much like you are just guinea fowl, being a guinea pig. That they are using like lab rats. That's what they see most of you Nigerians. That's why when you say our Nigeria, one Nigeria, you are just so daft, man. You just need to peel your eyes, right, and see what is really going on. So when any of them is exposed, it is your right to probe for that. Say, oh, no wonder these guys don't really care. They have no love for that place. 64 years of independence. You are the poverty capital of the world, and they are the richest. They have so much money. Your resources are being plundered by these rogues. They don't care about the place. They don't. Why? Because they know what they have all signed up for. And so many of these countries that are taking advantage of Nigeria, and they are not there to defend Nigeria. When they go out there to borrow money, they borrow the money in with ridiculous conditions, which will also blow back on the rest of you to keep you poor perpetually, in perpetuity. And you think fearing them will make you feel safe. You are not safe. None of us is safe. Right? So that's why I kind of believe what one madman said. Not madman, but I call him mad because sometimes the way people think, if you reason with them, it will come be like say, oh man, not true. The worst case scenario, they will kill you, right? Fine, then that's it. You don't have to worry about anything anymore. People will die last year. They don't know what God do for them because they are not here this year to face what millions are facing in that contraption today. And those who are still here now, they will face it for years to come, except everybody rise up and face these roads. Except you rise up and face them. There's nothing new. Whatever Mayegun shares is already in the public domain. Here is the first part. When Tinubu became their asset, right? But let me see if I can put that on the screen. Give me a sec. When he became their assets, he also became their snitch. You will see all the things he said about politicians in Nigeria to, what do you call it? To the, give me a second. Which one is this? Right. So what he said to some of these is the ambassadors in Nigeria, the American ambassadors to Nigeria. All right. That's what we're going to be reviewing them one by one now, so that you will know that he has been a snitch for these guys for years. It didn't start today. Take a look at this one. They're talking about electoral politics and all that, okay? This was in 2003 when Tinubu, right, was a governor, okay? So here, to the ambassador, American ambassador, which also which also wired this back to their country. What Tinubu told them, okay? Say here, classified by Ambassador Howard Jeter. The ambassador accompanied by Consul General and staff assistants, a note taker, right, met a politically confident and relaxed Lagos State Governor Bola Tinubu on January 24th. Despite the allegation being tossed at him, Tinubu appeared self-assured and convinced of his political longevity. The ambassador and the governor discussed the results of the recent party conventions and handicapped the April general election. Ambassador Jetta began the meeting by congratulating the governor on his nomination as the AD, Alliance for Democracy, Lagos State gubernatorial candidate. The governor responded. This was a classified information before it got declassified. Though. Are you with me? This was supposed to be like something that shouldn't be in public, but eventually people who have been fighting to expose the rot in Washington, D.C., right? They eventually declassified them, but WikiLeaks fed us some of them too, okay? So he said the governor responded modestly, but stated that it was virtually unopposed. You remember that was the time he already killed Funshaw Williams. So when asked about his former deputy governor and now staunch foe, Tinubu said that Bokno Akerele joined the ANPP. Not finding success there, she skipped to the NDP, where she will likely be the gubernatorial candidate. So despite having supported the presence of additional political parties, Tinubu now expressed concern that there were too many parties. Instead of strengthening democracy, he feared the presence of roughly 30 parties will weaken democracy and perplex the Nigerian electorate. On a practical level, the governor said, it is difficult for the Independent National Electoral Commission to manage with so many parties. Minor tasks like constructing comprehensible ballot pose a challenge. He continued that INEC's problems are compounded by insufficient funding to prevent voter fraud. The ambassador agreed that funding was a serious issue, but gave a different perspective, saying INEC's challenges could, if overcome, be viewed as precedent-setting, ultimately strengthening democracy and establishing example for future elections. So this was supposed to be Nigeria election, okay, where America shouldn't. It's none of their. It wasn't their business. So, or Kolu felt comfortable discussing this with the ambassador. Then, asked about the recent PDP convention, Tinubu stated that the outcome was uncertain, even up to the time the ballots were cast. Adding suspense to the PDP convention, important governors such as Katsina Yar'Adua and Kaduna's McCarthy went in their support for Obasanjo. The opposition to Obasanjo was understandable, according to Tinubu. On the policy front, Obasanjo underperformed in several areas, most profoundly on the budget and resource allocation. According to Tinubu, Obasanjo low-balled the price of oil in UN budgetary projection. The FY02 budget, he said, was based on $18 per barrel, but oil sold at over $22 per barrel for most of the year. Tinubu asked where the difference was being deposited, subtly accusing Obasanjo of malfeasance. The ambassador asked Tinubu what he thought of Obasanjo's troubles leading up to the PDP primaries, playing both sides of the fence and contradicting his prior comments. The governor said the 2000s intra-party troubles were designed to teach him a lesson. The party always intended to re-elect him, but wanted to remind Obasanjo to whom he owed allegiance. So the governor said that Obasanjo's trials and tribulation have been a serious wake-up call. An outstanding question is whether Obasanjo will honor commitments made during his moment of desperation at the PDP convention. Tinubu explained that Obasanjo would destroy his own legacy if he seeks revenge against Atiku. Obasanjo's ego is big, Tinubu said, but is smart enough not to challenge Atiku. In fact, in the next administration, Atiku will gain more prominence and power, possibly in the form of a deal in which Obasanjo will be the traveling statesman and Atiku will spearhead domestic policy. So the ambassador asked about ANPP's presidential candidate, Muhammadu Buhari's prospects in the southern states. Tinubu said that Buhari possibly could do well in the south-south, but not in the southeast or southwest, where religion is less important than personality, political record, sentiment, and emotions. Tinubu estimated that Buhari would garner 33% of the vote overall, but will not win any Christian votes in the north. As it now stands, the oil dichotomy bill will mobilize the north against Obasanjo if he gives away too much, Tinubu said. Only Buhari could concede the continental shelf and get away with it. So this was about election, remember? So Tinubu revealed that Alex Ekweme was actually the AD's preferred PDP candidate and expressed regret about his defeat. So the governor said that the AD wanted Ekweme to run and even win because it was a civilian and civilian governments are more responsive to governor's interests. But Tinubu said that Ekweme did not have a chance because he made critical blunders early on, including insufficient funding and starting his campaign too late. So the ambassador led the governor down a discussion of other winners and losers in the electoral season thus far. Both the ambassador and the governor agreed that the biggest winners were the governors and Atiku, who proved their relevance and weight in the primary process by controlling Obasanjo's fate. National Security Advisor Aliyu Muhammad Gusso, remember, was a bigger loser, Tinubu said.